Okay, well, thank you guys. This is how stress makes waves in the brain. So this is a topic near and dear to my heart. But I'm gonna start off by taking a poll. I want you to raise your hand if you experience frequent job or business-related stress. All right, so I do see a lot of hands. Now, according to the American Institute of Stress, 94% of workers experience chronic stress. So if you didn't raise your hand, I guess you're one of the lucky 6%. But how would you like to be calmer and more focused? How would you like to be resilient instead of stressed? Would you believe me if I told you that we have ways to train our brains to respond better to the demands of our lives and businesses? Now, I learned the consequences of poor stress management when I had a complete breakdown of my health in 2021. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and I hit rock bottom. Now, I had to forge a path back to health, and I was determined that I was gonna build back stronger than before. Now, my journey back to health is why I'm here today. I was able to claim my calm and thrive again. And I wanted to share what I've learned along the way with others so that you can benefit from my mistakes. Now, as business owners, there's a constant balancing act between managing finances, making difficult decisions, and keeping customers and employees happy. So this stress can basically feel overwhelming. But the good news is we can change our brains, breaking negative patterns, and therefore improving our overall well-being. So I went on a health journey. I mentioned that before. On that journey, I found neurofeedback. Now, the experience for me was life-altering. It inspired me to leave a 15-year career as an optometrist and open a neurofeedback office. Now, as a neurofeedback practitioner, I get a unique opportunity to map brains and get a window into how stress and life's challenges affect us. So when we get under stress, it can actually cause our electrical energy of our brain waves to become imbalanced. It can also flood our brains and bodies with stress hormones. Now, we have brain waves that are responsible for active thought and problem solving. Now, these should typically give us focus, but when we're under stress, they can become heightened and dominant. Now, this is appropriate if you're in danger, but not when you're sitting at a desk. Now, being under chronic stress can lead your brain to wire itself in this heightened pattern. You get stuck in overthinking, anxiousness, and a reduced ability to relax. Now, I want you to think about, have you ever had a time where maybe you felt like you just couldn't turn your brain off? Probably when you're trying to go to sleep at night. Now, when we're stuck in this fight or flight pattern, we make stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol increases our blood sugar, slows our digestion, and can suppress our immune system. Adrenaline can increase our heart rate and breathing rate. Now, these changes are designed in our body to be positive if we're temporarily under distress. But if they occur for a prolonged period of time, they become problematic. High levels of cortisol can even shrink the brain. Now, that can lead to cognitive changes like decreased attention span, impaired memory, and decreased problem-solving ability, even poor regulation of your emotions. Now, the good news is, even though we feel overwhelmed during stress, when we can break these negative patterns, we can change our brains and improve how we think, how we feel, and how we act. Now, why neurofeedback can be effective at calming is that it trains your brain to be more flexible and balanced. Through guided exercise, we get unstuck from those negative patterns, and we learn to make the right brainwave for different situations. A balanced and flexible brain may allow you to stay more calm, remember things more easily, improve your mood, and sleep well. Now, when we are under stress, we need to change these patterns, and neurofeedback can be a very effective stress management tool, but we need to prioritize self-care. It's actually one of the most important things that you can do for yourself and those in your life, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And the more tools we have in our toolbox, the better we can manage stress. So things like exercise are a perfect example of what can calm the brain and body. When we exercise, we produce serotonin. Serotonin is the feel-good neurotransmitter in our brains that regulates our mood. When we boost serotonin with exercise, it helps to promote a sense of calm. According to a survey by the American Psychological Association, 71% of adults reported lower stress levels after exercise, and 63% reported an improvement in mood. So just 10 minutes of exercise can actually improve the mood. Now, getting a boost to serotonin can actually have an additional benefit. Serotonin is the precursor to melatonin in our bodies. Melatonin helps to regulate our sleep cycle. So when we get quality sleep, our bodies can repair and rejuvenate, and our brains can process emotions and memories. That can help us wake up with a clearer and more focused mind. Sleep can also help to balance stress hormones like cortisol to reduce the strain on our nervous system and thereby eliminate the fight or flight response. So getting adequate sleep is essential in helping to combat stress. Now, when you feel overwhelmed, sometimes things as simple as taking a few deep breaths, bringing yourself back into the moment with mindfulness, practicing gratitude or talking out or writing out how you feel can give you just that little extra peace and clarity. But because life and business ownership can be so demanding, it's important to also have a strong support system and to ask for help when you need it. When we have friends, family, and colleagues to lean on, it can actually give us comfort and reassurance to help us cope better with life's ups and downs. When you have people who care about you, it can improve your overall well-being and reduce feelings of loneliness. Now, having a strong support system can also, just in general, actually, via research, shown to improve health, decrease your risk of death, make you more adaptable in a stressful situation, and actually make you have a lower perception of stress in general. Now, but as business owners, we may feel the need to handle and control everything ourselves. However, if you can delegate tasks and outsource responsibilities and projects, you can free up your time and reduce your workload. Now, when we can trust others with responsibilities, it can actually improve your home life, and it can make you feel like you're not so alone. No single person can do it all. It's important to know when to pass the torch to someone else. Now, if we create a healthy work-life balance, it can not only reduce your stress, but it can enhance your productivity and even your job satisfaction. Now, when we set actual boundaries and then enforce them, we can achieve balance. So I want to take another poll. Raise your hand if you feel like you have good boundaries when it comes to work. Okay, just a couple hands. So I know I would personally not raise my hand with that one either. So our goal should be to not answer emails, phone calls, do paperwork, or spend time at our office outside of normal hours. Because when we can take our work home with us the least amount possible, we can actually focus on what's most important in our lives and our businesses. Now, when you feel like things are complicated and tough, sometimes it can be helpful to just remind yourself of why you started your business in the first place and what is most important to you in your life. Now, staying grounded in your mission, your values, and your goals can give you that little bit extra motivation and perspective. So when you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, reflect on your achievements, and also just look at the positive impact that your business has on your life and the lives of others. Now, managing stress is not just about reducing its negative effects on our brains and our bodies. It can actually enhance your perseverance to help you grow both personally and professionally. So by practicing calming methods, by prioritizing self-care, having a strong support system, delegating tasks, creating a healthy work-life balance, and staying grounded in your purpose, you can better navigate the challenges of your life and your business with more resilience. So I want to thank you for your time. I hope that the strategies that I've shared are going to help you in reducing stress and achieving success. I want you to remember one thing, if anything, from this talk. Taking care of yourself is the first step towards taking care of your family and your business. Thank you.